Hey guys, welcome back. This week we're going to answer the popular, sometimes controversial question, does everybody need therapy? That's a good question. Does everybody really need therapy? Well, I think to first answer this, we need to answer the question, what even is therapy? I mean, what even is the purpose of therapy? It's only until we can answer that question, until we can truly answer the question, does everybody need therapy? And the purpose of therapy is to get you to do things that you want to do. That's the issue, right? You wake up in the morning and you don't do things that you really want to do, or you can't stop doing things that you need to stop doing. There's either compulsions there or there's some goal that you supposedly want to achieve, but you can't bring yourself to work on it. It's like this demon, right? This demon takes over your willpower and makes you do things that way. I don't even want to be doing this. You are out of control. The purpose of therapy is to take you from a place of being out of control. I cannot make my own decisions. I cannot live the life I want to live, to a place of control. I do the things that I want to do. I am, at least in general, living the life that I want to live. So no, not everybody needs therapy. That's silly. If you're doing what you want to do, if you wake up in the morning, you take the actions you want to take, your life is mostly free from compulsions. Like we talked about last week, the 5 signs of trauma. If you can sleep well, if you can focus well, if you know where you want to go in your life and you're at least working on it. As Hegwood was saying, as we always say on this channel, if you're in the flow of becoming what you want to become, then no, you don't need therapy. I mean, it's like saying everybody needs a car. Not everybody needs a car. A lot of people just don't need to travel, or you live in a city and there's public transportation everywhere, or like, why would everybody need a car? Or everybody needs a cast. That's probably a better analogy. Not everybody needs a cast on their leg. If their leg's broken, if you cannot walk on your leg in the way that you really want, and the solution is outside your immediate willpower, then you need a cast on your leg. And therapy is a cast for your psychology. Now, there's really 4 steps in therapy. There is going from a place of really no control. You're waking up, you want to, my favorite example, right? You want to be studying math, you want to be working on some project that's supposedly important to you, but you find yourself lost on Twitter, lost on the internet, lost on your cell phone. That's, you're out of control. That's a very mild version of being out of control. Something like drug addiction would be a more extreme version of out of control, but it's all the same. You're out of control. So what you need to do is you need to process emotions. That's the second step. Now, why do we process emotions? Why would processing emotions be so fundamental to therapy? Because we do not get decisions. Well, let me say it more abstractly. We do not get actions without emotions. And we don't even get, where actions come from, right? They come from decisions. We don't get decisions without emotions. So if we're making decisions, if we're taking actions that we don't want to be taking, there is some emotion there that is controlling us that we are unaware of. We are necessarily unaware of it. If we weren't unaware of it, then we could simply change it. We could wake up and say, well, I actually don't want to spend time on YouTube. Right? But we make those proclamations all the time. I'm going to stay motivated this week. We make these proclamations all the time, but something, right, some demon again comes up, takes control of us, and now we're out of control. So what we do in therapy is we process these emotions. We understand exactly what is going on in our unconscious. This is how therapy is supposed to work. Now, mind you, it doesn't always work that way. If you go to your typical cognitive therapist, cognitive behavioral therapist, anything like that, any therapy that you'll typically get with your insurance, you're not going to get this kind of approach. They're just going to tell you to take different actions, but yeah, I can't take different actions. That's why I'm here in the first place. People just don't get the point of therapy. So when it comes to answering the question, does everybody need therapy? I mean, most people are just out to lunch. So we process these emotions, and we do this through connection, through emotional regulation. First, we need to know exactly what emotions are by managing this trauma and creating self-awareness. Going, what is the cause? Why would I find myself lost on YouTube every morning? Why would I find myself not confronting that person I need to confront at work even though I know I really needed to do it. We understand the root cause of these issues, and we work on that root cause, and then the actions you want to take will take care of itself, and then we get to control. Right? You get control back in your life. Now, it's probably not going to be 100% control all the time. There's always going to be, some issues there. But that's what we do. It gets you to a place of control. The bone is healed, and the cast comes off, and you no longer need therapy. Now, a lot of this connection, a lot of this regulation, a lot of this self-awareness, where this can come from, with most people, well, no, I shouldn't say most people, not with most people, maybe in an ideal world with most people, but this is typically supposed to come from friends and family. Mostly family. Mostly our parents. We're supposed to get this kind of connection that's talking through our issues. But if we haven't done that in a long time, because we're disconnected from our family, we're probably disconnected from friends too, and we don't know how to talk about possibly sensitive issues with other people, then that's another reason to go to therapy. Learn how to talk about it there, process it there, become more comfortable with it there, so you can go and talk about certain issues. Maybe not everything, but at least 95% of what you talk about in therapy, you can take out and talk with people closest to you about. And that's really, what it is. How about another analogy for you? Therapy, it's like a car. It's like a cast. It's also like an incubation chamber. It's an incubation chamber for emotional regulation. No. Some babies come out, they're premature, there's certain issues there. They need an incubation chamber, right? They can't survive on their own. And in a sense, the relationship with the mom is an incubation chamber, an emotional incubation chamber. But you need a literal incubation chamber. Some babies are just born premature, they have certain issues. And that's what therapy is. It's an incubation chamber for emotional regulation. Now, some people don't need that incubation chamber. Maybe you're one of those. You get up and you pretty much do what you want to do. You're living the life that you want to live. You end up with a significant other, a girlfriend, boyfriend, and you think, yeah, this is kind of the person I want to be with. Well, then therapy would be a waste of time. Like putting a cast on a healthy leg. What would be the point? But a lot of people, I would argue, at least in my view, most people do need some help with their emotions because they're not doing the things they want to do. They're not around the people they want to be around. And they think it's their situation. It's not. It's them. It's you. It's all of us and how we interact with reality. And that's what we work on here in Animus. We're talking about processing emotions. First, what emotions are. Look, I'll argue you're not going to get this from any other therapy or mental health service. Explaining to you exactly what emotions are, exactly how they work, exactly how we need to talk about emotions to process them. How to talk about it. Not only what to talk about, but how to talk about emotions and issues in your life. We know exactly how to do it based on what the nature of your psychology is. We do free consultations, animusempire.com/schedule, and I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Tell one friend, like and subscribe, and always remember that not everybody needs therapy, but if you're not doing things that you really want to be doing, then you do need therapy.